And then I had a feeling they were gonna come up with their own little TikTok. And it happened, and I started just cranking out all these videos and all these ideas I've had for months.
Yeah,
So
because
yeah.
it's like doing a video like that. It takes you probably a fair while to get the good idea going. Oh, let me
Mhm.
mute the thing up there. Otherwise, we'll hear ourselves. Yeah, otherwise we'll it takes you a couple of like it must take you a while to get the idea going, okay, how am I going to frame myself? Like where am I pointing? I think that's the thing that I can't do. Like I'm going to be you know, when people are doing the pointing thing and the sign comes up above. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
do
yeah.
that. And so yeah, I'm in awe, bro.
I mean, honestly, it's not that bad. I just don't want to dance.
Right.
So dancing is not for me. So I'll hopefully keep making videos like this and um, make people laugh.
Yeah, I like the humor angle because you can, anyone can like do a funny dance and kind of rip off someone else's dance, but like humor takes like another level of imagination and thought and like uh it takes a bit of character, right?
Oh, for sure. And like, I think another big thing is people have to be able to relate because I know it's not just dental students or dentists from America watching, right?
Yeah.
It's also like internationally. So I can't, like, I gotta make sure these are relatable
Yeah.
for those as well.
Um
I think that,
yeah, I think it's going well. Because you kind of get hit the mark between I've seen some of them where you're doing like really dental stuff and then some of it's like Korean moms say or something like that or uh
yeah, like, just,
like so you can hit both your target audiences or like maybe do some golf ones because you're into golf and stuff or like the gym
yeah,
stuff. You can do different guys at the gym next.
that's true. That's true.
That
Yeah, for sure.
it could be
But I am a dentist at the end of the day,
yeah.
so I have to make it somewhat dentistry related, I think.
Yeah, I think the thing is, we're so lucky that you can do all this and then kind of show a bit of your character as well. I think that's the best part about social media. You don't want to really bland a bland profile.
I know. Yeah, and like one thing I've realized is no matter how much effort I put in, like someone's gonna think it's funny, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
And sometimes, no, in some videos I barely put any effort in. The ones I was a little hesitant on, oh man, should I post this? Ended up being pretty successful. I was shocked. I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
This is great.
I think that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
you don't know what frame of mind people are in. Like at that point in time, that week, people just might find something just super, super hilarious, and you're just like, I don't get it, but okay,
Hmm.
I'll take it. I think I found the same thing. Like I've taken some incredible like landscape photography shots, and then
Yeah.
throw it up and go, this is my best yet, and it's like 12 likes, and you're like, okay. And then you just, I remember that like the next day, I remember this one specific post I put up. I was like, this is incredible. It's an incredible photo. Like, there's so much technical knowledge gone here. And then the next day, it was a selfie from a train because I was on a train journey and it was like 150. Like, come on, guys. Come on. So you
Yeah.
never know. You just got to throw everything up and see what sticks, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
For
yeah. So, what have you got in the pipeline? What have you got in the pipeline for the reels?
Uh, more Asian stuff, more dentistry stuff, more because I don't think I can be funny with every video, right? So sometimes I want to do a little more educational stuff, like the my latest one, the wisdom teeth one, that was more for education.
Yeah.
Those people that have questions about wisdom teeth. Also, one of the biggest questions we get from our patients, I think, is like regular cleaning versus deep cleaning, right?
Yeah.
So
What's your thoughts on
things
that?
like
What's like? Do you give everybody a clean? Because in the UK we've got this funny system called the NHS, and you get to
okay,
about 10 minutes. And because this is one of the questions you were going to ask me, wasn't it? Because we had a little chat beforehand about
yes,
why. go on. You hit me with a question, and I'll answer and kind of bring it back around.
Yeah, so in America, the common stereotypical image of a British person is, they have very bad dental hygiene, very stained yellow teeth. Definitely has perio.
Shall I zoom in? What do we think of? That's how.
Well, you're a dentist, so that doesn't count. But
Yeah.
is that stereotype true?
Um,
That's what I want.
I think we've probably got. Let me just get this sentence again. We've probably got the same level of oral hygiene as you guys in America. It's maybe more that um, I think it gets highlighted more because a lot of American guys are seeing people who can afford to come to see the
Yes.
dentist. So the guys who've got bad teeth aren't even coming in the door, so you just never see them. I don't know if that's part of it, but I think we've both got incredibly terrible diets as a country or like as a nation. So I think we're probably very equal. We just somehow got the stereotype, probably from films as well,
Mhm.
and it probably just
Yeah.
gets a little bit like propagated that way. And it is funny to be honest. Like the wonky tooth guy is really posh. Um, I can
What
see like
about the
character in my
heavy
head.
consumption of tea?
Yeah,
Would you guys drink a lot of tea there?
I
Not
mean
really.
the size of my mug, like yeah, yeah, and there's tannins in
What
tea, right? So I can I can do it.
what about ortho? Because in America, right, like you go to, I don't know if you guys call it middle school, elementary school, middle school, high school. So junior high, is that what you guys call it?
We have just like primary and then high school, and
Okay. Well,
then you
yeah.
might have college after that, which is like 16 to 18, and then university.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we have like between primary and high school, middle school. Starting that, then like you will see a lot of kids in braces. It's like the part of the culture, I think. Like I think at least 60, 70%. A lot of them have braces.
yeah.
Is that like that in England too, or not really?
We have a lot of people in braces, but like it costs a lot. You know, if you're gonna see have braces on, and whilst we've got like a high GDP, gross domestic product, I think a lot of people are living on that edge of the poverty line. So the only people in that kind of a bracket, which is the majority of the country, who've got
Yeah.
enough, who have the ability and like availability to get the braces on, are the guys who've got really, really bad malocclusions. Um, so you guys use the IOTN in America?
Uh, what's that?
Right, so we have something called the IOTN, which is like a classification of how bad the malocclusion is, and it's
Okay.
there's like a cutoff point. So if you're worse than a certain point, you get braces for free on the NHS. But if you're anything less than that, you have to pay privately.
Uh,
Um, it's to try and get like the absolute worst things where there's threes poking out their nose and stuff like that. You know, get them sorted. Um, so it's kind
yeah.
of good in a way, but also a lot of people can't afford it.
Yeah. I got you.
What's the situation with you guys? Is it all self-funded or how does it work with the ortho there?
Yeah, a lot of it is self-funded, as far as I know. There used to be like an insurance for people of lower socioeconomic status.
Mm,
It used to cover braces like 10 years ago, but they
yeah,
no longer cover it now. So yes, it's pretty much self-funded at this point.
yeah. I think that's the main problem, um, and people can't afford to get it. And what we find is guys who can't afford things, they're not thinking about straightening their teeth as a priority. So it's going to
Right.
be food. It's going to be, can we buy some clothes and like pencils and rulers to go to school with? Um, and I think that's it's unfortunate, but that's kind of where we are.
Hmm. And you guys have orthodontists too, or
Yeah,
dentists?
yeah.
Okay.
Specialist orthodontists. We have guys with special interests who are doing like Invisalign. So
Right.
actually, a lot of people are coming to the point where they get to that 18 years old or something, and they're not happy with the look, and they're
Hmm.
coming for like Invisalign, some whitening, and then some brace, some maybe some bonding afterwards. We're in
Hmm.
quite a quite minimally invasive sort of method. So I think that's definitely something we do here. Whereas you guys, maybe there's a stereotype again going back your way with the American dentist going for uh, maybe premolar to premolar veneers just as like a standard treatment plan. Again, that's probably very, very harsh on the majority of American dentists, but that's the stereotype that kind of Europeans have of the American way. Do
Wow.
you think that's
I didn't know
fair or
that.
not?
I didn't know that. I didn't know about this. Interesting. Okay.
Do you think that's fair or not, or do you think that's like another one of those things?
Um, I mean, I've only been out for a year, so it's hard to say, but I think it is true to a certain extent. Like,
Mm,
because I think American, the American population in general, I think just want whiter teeth
yeah,
than
sure,
like I
everyone
think
wants that.
yeah, in Korea at least, like I'm pretty sure people want their teeth to look more natural, their veneers and their crowns. They don't want them to look just super white, right?
Right. Yeah, I think we have that kind of middle ground.
Middle
So
ground.
although younger people now, I reckon, are wanting more the Hollywood look, where I had
Yeah.
someone come to me and I didn't do it in the end because I was like, well, I'm too inexperienced to even try this treatment. Um, this girl wanted teeth that looked fake. That was her request. It's like I want it to look fake. I was like,
Yeah.
you're 19. I'm not doing this. Someone else can butcher these. Um, Whereas my plan would have been, oh yeah, we'll do some whitening, we'll do some straightening, and then we can do some edge bonding to square them off if you want it at the end. And she's like, no, I just I want to look at piano keys. Like she got me a photo on a phone from Instagram where it was like
Yeah.
it was like it was bright white, so you like blinded by them. So
Wow.
you do get a bit of both. I think there's like shades of grey and well shades of white with all of this, isn't there? It's down to the patient.
Hmm.
Yeah, you just finished uni then. So, what was your experience, the American kind of schooling system?
Like university, not dental school, right? You're talking about like after high school, uni.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, you obviously had to do your.
Yeah.
My
So
friend's asking me in the comments, "Am I playing football tomorrow?" I'll call you afterwards, man. Yeah, yeah. So,
yeah, pretty similar, I think, to you guys. Just take the prerequisite to get into dental school, take the dental admission test. I don't know if you guys take something similar to that.
we have something similar, but we go in as undergrads.
Oh, what? To dental school?
Yeah, this is why I asked the question to the American guys. Like, usually when I speak to an American who's done dentistry, you really, really love it. But I think that's because you come in after an undergrad and you've got a bit more life experience. Whereas,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
spotty teenager me is going, oh yeah, I'll mess around with teeth for the rest of my life. I don't really know what's going on with them, but you know, I'll go for that. Um, so yeah, so it's always interesting to see how much more involved you are in the profession, or like more in love
Mhm.
with it. The American guys are, and then the average British dentist who's just like, yeah, it's my job.
Honestly, that's how I feel right now, man. Yeah. I've only been working for a year.
You'll get there, I'm sure. It takes a
This is
while.
hard.
Yeah.
This is hard. It's humbling
Yeah, but it wouldn't be rewarding if it was too easy, though.
for
You think?
sure. And everyone would be doing it if it was easy, right?
Yeah, how hard can it be, man? You just look at some teeth and like tell them use a toothbrush, and then like you know that's it, right? That's all there is to it.
Maybe I should make a video about that.
What patients say to dentists?
Yep. I've
Uh,
had patients tell me some funny things, so I'm definitely gonna make a video about that too.
there was a meme my cousin made a while back. Let me see if I can find it. I'll send it to you. But it was like I'll find it. It'll be more amusing, but this would fit perfectly for a starting point for TikToks. You find it, Carrie's memes. Um, yeah, we have this weird thing where like we're really enthusiastic and then it just drops off and drops off and then some guys find it after university again and some guys are just like, yeah, it's my job. And then like a bunch of guys go into property and then some guys are doing like 1 day a week.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if you have a similar sort of feeling.
Oh, I know exactly how you feel, and
I
I'm
love it
gonna
though.
it's
I do
weird.
love it.
Hmm.
Let me find this photo for you because
Sure.
this is the perfect uh, start point. I'll have to scroll through quite a few of these photos. Um, you were going to ask me a question though. When you were going to say you were talking about why I started the page and things. I think everyone asked me that question. What is it
Yeah.
like? Uh, had you seen anyone doing this before?
No.
Yeah, it was very selfish, really selfish. I was I finished I failed finals. I had to
Okay.
resit them in the autumn, so a couple of months later, which means
Wow.
that the start date for jobs was all the way in the next September. So I was thinking, oh, what am I going to do with all this time? I saw some fitness page shout out pages. I was like, I'll do that for dentistry because that sounds interesting. And
Yeah.
then we did quite well in the first couple of months. And then my friend told me, oh, I'm going to Sri Lanka.
Mhm.
Um, I went with him. And then I thought, well, I'm already halfway around the world. I'm just going to continue going further away until the
Mhm.
money runs out. Then I'll go home. So I was just messaging people that I spoke to, going, "Oh, I'm actually coming here. Show me around. Oh, I'm coming here. Where should I go?" So it became like a social thing. Um, so it's it's a bit of a weird story. Like it wasn't thinking about dentistry at all. It was just like I need to
Right.
go here, and I don't know where I'm going. Somebody tell me.
Hey, but look at where your page is now. That's
It's
like
different. Yeah, it's
almost
different, isn't it?
20K followers, and it's only growing, only getting bigger from here.
Fortunately, I
Um,
can't find this meme, but I'll send it to you afterwards. It's brilliant. It's like when you walk into the dentist and the patient, you say hello to the patient, they go, by the way, I hate dentists. First thing they
oh,
say.
yeah, that was gonna be one of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Hey, how's it going? I hate dentists. That's it. That's the
It's like,
start.
oh, I
Yeah.
haven't even. This is my first time meeting you, and you're gonna tell me you don't like dentists? Okay.
That's like a universal thing. Like it doesn't matter where you are, what country you are, what language you're speaking, that is coming out first thing that they come in. They're just going to tell you they hate you straight away.
Hmm.
Perfect way to start a relationship. Imagine if you go on a date or something, and the girl goes, "Actually, I hate men."
Yeah, that would.
Door.
Well,
That'd be,
if you meet someone that really like oddly is in love with going to the dentist, like they love and enjoy going to the dentist.
that's equally weird, I think.
Hmm. I agree. Yes, that's why they're so rare.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think that's equally weird.
what do
Yeah,
you think about so again in America at least the stereotype of a an average dentist, he golfs a lot. I played golf before I even thought about becoming a dentist. Is that a thing in England too? I mean, golf is from England, right? Originated.
yeah, I think so. I'm not much of a golfer. I've been to like a driving range once and I enjoyed it, but I've not done anything further than that. I like the idea that you can go to a driving range and they can bring you food and you just hit the thing as hard as you can. That's kind of
Like,
my extent of my knowledge of golf. So, um, but yeah, I think they have this idea that oh yeah, the dentist drives a Porsche or a Ferrari, but
uh,
in the that's usually what they think. But I don't think they're walking around the building, before they come in because they're not going to be seeing many Porsches or Ferraris. Um,
yeah,
but
for sure.
yeah, I think there are guys doing really well, but it's usually that kind of a thing, like oh yeah, you earn loads and loads of money. Um, but majority of dentists spend a lot of money back to like upskill and buy equipment and all that other kind of stuff. So it's one of those. I think there maybe is a like the older generation, or definitely a golfing generation.
Yeah.
Us guys would be like I don't know, avocado and toast generation. Is that it? That's what we're doing, I think. Yeah.
And then another one was a lot of people say dentists have the highest suicide rate. Do some people bring that up to you in England?
No one's actually brought that up to me like as a patient, but like friends who aren't dentists will bring it up just for
Yes.
like,
Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah.
yeah,
Of friends who aren't dentists.
yeah, they bring that up. I kind of get it because you can be it can be very alone, like lonely if you're just sat in a room with your nurse and you just by your wands and you don't get out very much and you're very tired after work and you don't do much afterwards and you're just like, yeah, I can see it. Um, but I don't know. I think that's more down to the personality of the person who does it, right?
Mhm.
What do you think?
Well, I think my answer to that is I always tell them I think that was back in the day, like the older generation. I
Yeah.
really think they weren't happy. But the younger generation like us, I think we also want to enjoy life a little bit more. So we work out, we travel, we do a lot of things besides dentistry. Like as soon as we walk out of the clinic, we try to not talk about dentistry, try not to think about it, try to, do your hobbies and things like that. So I don't think that's true anymore. I hope not.
Yeah, I would hope it wouldn't be the same because there's much more to life than just your work. Oh, Ahmed, that is a great comment. I don't see anybody saying to the OR. So Ahmed bin Salman, ABS Endo, do you know the guy? You might have seen some of his stuff. He's just gone. I don't see anyone saying to the surgeon who's about to cut them open in the OR, by the way, I hate you, before you even know not to kill me. Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean we're just microsurgeons at the end of the day. That's how I say it. Um, yeah, yeah, that kills me, man. That's great. What were we talking about? Golf?
No, suicide rate.
Suicide. I get it. I get why. I think if you get in a rut, but the same in anything, any kind of job. If you get in a rut, you can find yourself in a bad mental state. Um, and there have been cases even within lockdown of dentists, committing suicide. Unfortunately, in the UK, which I have heard of a couple of people. So um, it is a problem. I don't really know how you get over that though.
Right. Do you
Do you see
think?
much of it? Right.
No, never.
Mm.
That's why I always tell them it's probably not true anymore.
Yeah, I wonder whether it's the type of person. Like if you're a person who gets bogged down in things,
Mhm.
dentistry could be something that it's quite easy to get bogged down in. Oh my God, this patient's going to sue me, and oh my God, this was really hard, and this treatment just didn't work, and then overheads, debt, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's one of those.
What do you think of all these phenomenal dentists on Instagram posting their work, right? Like these beautiful composite restorations or like their crown preps. Do you think that's supposed to motivate us to make our work look like that? Or because I think oftentimes, I find myself a little bit sad after I do a filling. I'm like, damn, I wish like mine could look like that, but it's gonna obviously take time.
Yeah, I mean,
What are you talking about, right? Like these Korean dentists, these
I've had Rizal on a few times. I think he's Indonesian.
insane.
He's incredibly good. He's like
Incredible.
late 20s, early 30s, but
What?
he's been smashing it from day one. Like really taking real care over what he's doing. He's probably really. He said to me he was really really bad when he started. He actually said a different word, but he wasn't very good when he started. After university, just like anyone, but he said, "Look, I just took I love photography and stuff, so I took photos of everything I did, and I
Mhm.
could see when I put it on like a big screen, just I have to change this next time. So you make it change, and the next time you go, okay, well, I need to change this next time. So eventually, you just like getting so into it, you just becomes like a flow. You don't really think about it anymore. Also, he's got some really good mentors, so I think that's part of it. Mentorship's really really key. If you've got a good mentor who's going to show you how to do things or how to improve quickly, then I reckon anyone can do it, but it's hard work. So it's kind of down
So
to the guys whether we're gonna do that or not.
yeah.
Yeah. Who's the guys that you kind of look out for that you're just like, oh my God, he's just incredible.
He's one of them, the Indonesian guy.
Yeah.
Also, do you know like Lee Sung Gyu, Dr. Lee Sung Gyu? He's this Korean dentist.
I think I've seen some of his
Yeah,
work.
he also
Yeah.
has a massive following on Insta, and his composite just looks incredible. Like, and
They
his
also
crown
use a really nice composite. Like they've got a good brand, and it's like they heat it to the right temperature, and then they're
Korea
brushing
does.
some of the. So if they're using like Tokiyama or like
Oh
all
yeah,
that, it just
yeah.
so
Some of the
actually my
Japanese dentists,
yeah
insane. Also,
yeah. I don't know if it's actually some of these guys are using better materials, like a better quality material. Um, Ahmed's had a couple more comments. You're smashing it today, Ahmed. Check out as soon as you click out. Focus on life, documenting everything, and criticizing along the way is the best way to get better. Yeah, I kind of
yeah.
agree. You document it, you can see what you've done wrong. But these guys, they're really like intricate with the details, and they've got these tiny little brushes to move things. So
Yes.
unless you're doing that as well, I would say like, yeah, how am I going to get that result if I'm not doing the same things those guys are doing? Like, if I'm not using the finest tipped instrument, I'm not going to get that much of a clear detail. So yeah,
I think they might use some of the endo files to create
yeah,
the anatomy.
yeah, I do that as well. You get a six file out, you just get a real crispness, and it doesn't drag too hard because it's very flexible. You just gotta move it up, and then you can use something to take away the excess. That works really nicely. Works really nicely,
Do
but
you
it takes you
guys
ages.
takes a long time?
It
Yeah.
takes a long time. Yeah.
What about a rubber dam? Do you guys use rubber dam a lot?
I love my dam. I will put it. I can say this now because I'm no longer in that job from when I first graduated my foundation job. But I was using rubber dam for amalgam sometimes,
Mhm.
just to get
Oh,
the tongue out of the way.
mm,
Um, they're incredible. Honestly, if you're not down with rubber dam, just make your life easier and just start using it. Um, yeah, it's life changing. Like you can scan if you've got a scanner, you can scan your prep with the rubber dam on. And if you've
mm,
used like a brinker clamp to remove the gingival sulcus away, then you just got a perfect margin. You can fit that crown, and you just know it's going to be right. Uh,
mhm.
Rubber, it's yeah. I'm a rubber dam like freak. I just love it.
Yeah, I mean it's like the most ideal way of isolation in dentistry, I think, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you find that things are quicker once you've got dam on. Do you reckon, or like do you find your flow just more calm? Feel more calm once you got it on. You're not feeling like the patient closing up every time you turn away
Well,
to pick up the next instrument.
I I don't really use rubber dam. That's why I was asking because we use ISO dry, isolite.
Okay, I don't really rate it. Yeah,
Is that not commonly used in England?
no, I've not seen anyone use it. Is that the thing that goes like it's like a U-shaped thing and it goes back?
Yes. Yes, it's like a big gummy bear, pretty much. It's like
Do you like it?
I love it
Right. So,
because it's also bite block, but it also isolates and suctions,
hmm,
and then keeps the
interesting.
tongue away.
Yeah, but you would be using that for like an endo though. You'd still need.
No, endo I would be rubber damming, but I don't know the
Yeah.
last time I did endo. So
Yeah, I don't know if it's I would prefer to use rubber dam because it's a transferable skill. Like, I'm going to do a lot of endo like Ahmed. He's you're going to need to know how to use rubber dam, and I reckon
yeah,
that's
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's just I don't
it just
really
looks cool,
do
right?
it. Huh? Yeah.
When you isolate a quadrant, you get yourself a nice black rubber dam, and you take that photograph, you just like that just looks crisp.
Yeah. So would you numb and then a system puts it on, or you put it on?
Um, so my last job, I'm currently looking for a job because of COVID. I moved on and stuff. My last job, I was had a trainee nurse, which was amazing because
Uh,
you can mold how you want her to do things because she's very new and learning the game. So I was getting her to pass me certain things that I would put on the clamps, and then she would floss through the contacts as I pulled it over,
Oh, okay.
and that works really nicely because you know where you want to put it. Or sometimes it would swap around. She would hold the dam sideways, and get the fingers out of the way, and I would floss through if it was on a certain side. Um, but it's nice to have someone that you can trust to do that and like just kind of have everything done the way you want it. And
Mhm.
you get some nice results. Like they look really cool. I think I like things that look cool, right? We like our tech.
Yeah, that's
Uh, Ahmed
real.
says, Ben, I love your videos, bro. Yeah.
Who?
ABS Endo. I'll send you. You do know this guy. I'm telling you. You just uh,
Oh, is he the guy that's really good at endo?
he's okay. We'll say he's okay, but just to not get his ego up too high.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I've seen his work. Yes.
No, he's. I've had him on a couple of times. The first time I brought him on well, it wasn't even the podcast back then. It was the Instagram lives. Uh,
Mhm.
we looked at this case where he'd taken out a lower seven. I think it was a lower seven, and moved it into the place of the lower six, like an auto transplantation case. It was so cool. Um, I'll literally send you his thing now. But yeah, he's really good, and he's always down to come back on the podcast and stuff. I'll send it later. I think I misspelled it there because I was trying to type quickly. Yeah, but he's really good. He's probably one of the guys that I kind of look up to as well because of the way he's done it. He's done dentistry in a couple of different countries, moved to the States, done his
Wow.
endo in the States, and then like smashing it. He likes good steak, so I kind of I've got to rate that as well. So yeah, the
Yeah.
only problem is he's a Real Madrid fan, which is pretty sad. Not like Ahmed. That's such an Iraqi stereotype to be a Real Madrid fan. Pick someone crap. Pick an Atalanta. Yeah. You into
So
your
are you?
sports, man? Yeah, go.
Yeah. So I told you I like golf. I golf. And then I mean I don't really follow other sports, but all my friends do. Like American football. Um, definitely like soccer or y'all's football. Um,
Football is the right word. Yeah.
yeah, definitely like Cristiano Ronaldo. Uh, I told you like I used to watch Man U growing up in Korea when there was Rooney, Ronaldo, Ji-sung Park, Rio Ferdinand, right? And like all those guys. That's
That was a
what
team, man. That was a real team.
it was a stacked team. Yes.
Yeah.
That's when Menu was really good, right?
I think that's our best ever team. Like a lot of guys will say 99 was better.
Yeah.
Um, but I think like they had everything. If you wanted to fight that team, they'd fight you. If you wanted to play football against them, they'd
Wow.
play football against you. The only team that was like better than us at that time was Messi's Barcelona team.
Mm,
And they had some questionable things going on with that team, shall we say. If anyone is not sure, go into Wikipedia or Google, put Operation Puerto, and have your mind blown by what was going down there. Do you remember the cyclist thing when Lance Armstrong got caught and all those Spanish cyclists?
yes.
So there were blood bags from the Spanish national team, Real Madrid and Barcelona, and the
Uh-huh.
judge ordered them to be destroyed.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was. Do you remember when Spain won like three World Cups in a row or something, or like two World Cups and a Euros? That was that era. It's just like how are they blowing everyone away like so randomly?
Oh man. This is my
It's
first time hearing about this.
oh
Yeah.
I'm deep in on all these conspiracy theories, but this one was like that's really weird. And the cyclist got banned, but the rest of his patients who were like Premier League footballers, La Liga footballers, were just like, oh yeah, we'll just get rid of those samples because we don't need to blow open that case.
Hmm.
So that was crazy. Um,
Wow.
Hala Madrid. Ahmed, you're running the comments today. I'm loving it. Um, can you see the comments, man? By the way, Ben.
No, I can't. I was gonna ask you, how do I see them?
So if you jump onto YouTube, you should be able to see live comments. You just click it, and then you'll be able to see what's going on there.
I was gonna say, what do you guys, British people think of American football?
I played the sport a couple of times actually because I played rugby when I was younger, and
Oh,
sometimes we would play. we would play American football to, just change it up, and the ball was the same shape, so it's easy.
Live comments.
Yeah, just
Hmm.
mute that off. And then, yeah, the only thing I don't understand is no one ever kicks the ball. Why is it called football?
I don't know.
This is
You're
what
asking
gets
the
me
wrong
confused.
guy. I mean, there's a kicker and a yeah,
Yeah, but
but
that's like the least. That's like the least influential part of the game. The guy that kicks it is like he's a guy you can't even hit the guy when he's kicking it, right?
right. Yeah, I don't think you can. So
So why is it called football? Like it's like American hand egg, surely, or
yeah,
like
that's a great question. I don't know. I really
that's
don't
my
know.
that's my one gripe with it. It's a great game. There's a lot of fun. We played it. We loved it. Um, but the naming rights need to change. We need to sort that out. So the dentists of the world can sort this particular issue, which is affecting so many lives out. Then we can make a real change in the world.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about it is there's way too many stops, pauses in the sport. Like
Yeah,
when I watch like European football, right? Like it's very continuous until halftime, right?
all action. Yeah,
Yeah. But then American football, there's a lot of pauses, a lot of timeouts, too many, way too many.
yeah.
So
I think when I can't watch American football because I feel like I'm just watching one long big advert. I don't know if you get that. And
yeah.
I would much rather watch the plays on the highlights reel, like on YouTube afterwards. Like, oh, that was a nice hit. Oh yeah, good catch, good throw, whatever. But like watching it live is just too long. Um, Ahmed, honestly, check out Operation Puerto and come back to me because he's saying they were just good. I'm telling you, there's something dodgy going on there. But yeah, it's one of those. It's like I enjoy playing it, but I don't enjoy watching it. It's like the opposite way around with something like tennis. I hated playing it, love watching it when it's like Federer and Nadal or something like that. That would have been an incredible watch, but
Oh,
I
you don't
can't.
like tennis? I love
I'm
tennis.
just I'm just very rubbish at tennis, so I don't like playing things I'm rubbish at. It's very simple, man.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, you're heavy into
You,
the gym, right?
yeah, I try to work out a lot. I think a lot of us, when we first start working out, all we care about is getting strong and getting big. But now I don't really care about that stuff. I just try to stay healthy. I want my
Yeah.
back for the longevity of my career, right? I don't want my disability insurance kicking in when I'm like 31.
How did you get into it? Because like everyone's got a different story, and the gym is something that's it's really cool. Like the
Mhm.
way that you can change your mood, change your body,
Yes.
and all those kinds of things that I think a lot of people that don't do it just don't quite get
Mhm.
until maybe they try it, or uh, I think you have to try it to really understand. And I think it's difficult for girls to get it as well, unless they go into like the really bodybuildery side of things, which probably shouldn't do because it messes around with their bodies a bit too much. But like, how did you get into it, man? Like,
I
it's such
just
a yeah,
got into it in high school because all the guys were doing it, all my friends were doing it, and so I just started working out. And obviously, I wanted to look good for the ladies, so I started working out. But again, like I don't care about lifting heavy weights anymore. I just want to stay healthy.
yeah. No,
Like,
health is like the the most important kind of
mhm.
determinant of why you do it. So
Yeah.
I wish I could explain to people who don't really gym or like don't work out the difference, for example, from when I was really healthy and smashing the gym to, for example, a time like lockdown where there's been no gym and I've been doing some weights in my room, which are really small,
Right.
but the way you actually feel, like you're up and at it, go at life, just goes away when you're not gymming. I don't know if you've had the same sort of thing.
No, definitely. Like when the lockdown happened, I had to just find something to do at home. Right. That
Mm,
was very frustrating. And if you stay home for a long time, you're gonna get depressed. you're gonna want to do something active. So I would literally grab my 5 gallon water bottles and try to do something with that. Get the heart rate up, you know.
Did it work?
Yeah, but it wasn't as good as, going to the gym.
Oh, it's never going to be the same as doing like bench press and squats and all that kind of thing. What's your routine like? What your ideal, perfect, right? Ben can do whatever he wants at the gym on his
Uh,
7 day routine. What is like the perfect routine that you would love to follow? I've tried so many different ways of doing it.
yeah,
I think I've come up with something that I like, but it's interesting to see what other guys think as well.
right. So back in the day, I used to never do cardio. All I wanted to do was weights. But now I try to incorporate cardio here and there. And then you've heard of HIIT, right? High intensity interval
Yeah,
training. So I try to do all of those as well. And um, I think the biggest thing is like after I get off from work, like usually I'm really, really hungry. And I want to just, like, I don't want to go to the gym. I want to just go ahead and eat dinner, but I really try to fight the hunger and work
yeah,
out first. I work out first before dinner, and then
right.
eat. But as far as my routine goes, to be honest, man, I don't really have a routine. I just do if I'll have a push day, maybe like once a week, back day once a week, leg day once a week, and then the rest is hit.
That's interesting because I've got a rope now, which is but one of the battle ropes. I've tied it around
Oh,
a post
yeah,
outside,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
great. But I don't feel like I'm putting any muscle on doing that. It's making me much healthier. And I feel much more alive, and I can definitely feel that I've leaned up since I've started doing that. Although I'm not doing it as often as I should be. I'll be honest. It rains a bit too much. Um,
Oh, yeah, the weather.
it's raining again, man. It's just the worst. Uh,
Oh my god.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then, but I think you need that resistance side as well, right? Because my perfect sort of thing was I've tried bodybuilding and it was too broy,
Mhm.
like 12 reps, and
Yeah,
it's just too long. Like 5 sets of 12 or whatever it was that we were supposed to do. It was just I couldn't quite hack that. It got boring, and then I'd done powerlifting as well, which was okay. Now I'm probably endangering my back because it's just too heavy.
yeah, isn't it injury prone,
Yeah,
right? Very.
but then I found something called power building. So I used to be on Reddit all the time, and there was this one subreddit called power building. So it's kind of the best of
Power.
both worlds. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you do like a couple of warm up sets on your main lifts. You you then go 3 to 5 reps, a couple of sets that really on your working set, and then you just taper back down. You take away all the weight after that, and you're just doing volume. And then you can do after you've done that one exercise. So if you're doing like chest, it's your bench press. Then you can just do whatever you want. You just do whatever accessory work you want, and you're finished. And then if it was back, you'd be doing rows, for example, and then you do whatever you want. Legs, it would be squats. After you've done the squats, do whatever you want, just to work the rest of the muscles. And I would do like that worked really nicely because you get that kind of fun. Okay, I've done a bit of the heavy stuff now, but not so much that I'm going to get injured, and not so much that I'm not going to recover. And then I can do some other stuff that's just going to help it around. That's like the perfect middle ground for me. Um, I don't know. That works really nicely. I would recommend that if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah. How long is each session for you? Like when you're, how long does it? Dude, I used to be there more than an hour back in the day. Now I'm like, I try to just get it done and
Yeah.
get the hell out ASAP.
If the gym's empty, I go 60 minutes. But if there's like a bit of a queues for machines, you end up about 90. Um, but I'm a guy that likes a bit of a rest between each set. So you
Oh, okay,
can
okay.
so I can then go back on my phone and be like texting, or I'm that guy. And then
Oh,
when
you're
my
that
when
guy.
my 3 minute rest is up, then I'm back and doing the next set.
Oh,
Um, yeah, like doing the sets too quickly never did anything for me. I felt like I might as well just rest.
yeah.
I've managed to get myself into the gym now. I'm gonna take my time and get it finished. Like
Yeah.
not drug it on
Might
for a
as well.
couple of hours. Like my cousin will go 2.5 hours and quite happily, and I'm like, okay, that's too much. Um, but yeah, like 60 to 90 minutes, and then I really got into before lockdown, going to the sauna straight after.
Oh yeah.
Have you?
Yep.
I think you've watched the same podcast I've watched with Joe Rogan and Rhonda Patrick.
Yes, I've seen that. Yep. The sauna
Yeah,
is pivotal to I don't get to do it. So the place I live in actually has a condo or a sauna. So it's actually pretty nice, but it's closed right now because of COVID.
mm,
So I haven't been able to use it. But all my friends that have pretty decent gym memberships, that's like their routine. They go work out, sauna, and
hydrate and
then
sauna. Yeah,
yes, and then shower and then go
you
home.
feel like
Like they do work that.
you
Yeah.
have that. So you sit in the car afterwards, and you just got this like, oh, I'm calm. It's good.
Yeah.
Um, and it's got all the health benefits. You know, what is it they say? Like decreased all cause mortalities down by whatever percent it was.
Yeah.
Stress reduction. So many benefits, and it helps with the recovery as well. I felt like I was recovering faster when I was doing
Mhm.
that.
Like you said, it's gonna be hard to explain to people that don't want to work out.
Yeah,
Working out is great, man.
I try to tell my mom about working out. Just like what are you talking about? Don't be silly, all that too heavy.
I'm telling you, it's the like generational gap.
Yeah,
Like our generation, we just care more about fitness and health
yeah.
than
I
our
think they
parents.
have different troubles to work with, especially as kind of like immigrants. Did your parents
Yeah.
move to the States as well, or did you move like when you
Yep.
were older?
So no, I actually moved here in 2005.
Right.
I started middle school here, so I was already like a middle-aged teenager.
Yeah. Really? Are you just in the comments?
Yeah.
He's told me it's conspiracy theories. I'm fully down on the conspiracy theories, by the way.
Yeah, so do you watch those documentaries on Netflix?
Um, some of them I do. There's like, what did I get really into? There's some that I got really deep into back in the day, like moon landings, stuff like that. I'm just like, yeah, it's completely. I'm I'm not 100% sure it's faked, but I'm like, it's more likely they faked it than not. Um, I love that stuff though. 'Cause I like weird just going down the rabbit hole. Have you ever been down the Wikipedia rabbit hole where you're actually searching for something? It's like I need to know what this is, and then you click the blue link, and then you click the next blue link, and the next blue link, and suddenly you're like, where am I?
So that's kind of like YouTube, right? You watch one video and then you click on another video and you end up watching something completely irrelevant to the first one.
Yeah,
It's kind of like that.
yeah. Okay, I don't know how I ended up the other day. I was watching podcast, and then it was getting a bit too long, and I was just thinking, well, there was someone talking about boxing on Twitter, so then I put boxing into, and then I ended up watching 14 of Mike Tyson's fights, full fights. I was just like, how it's 4 a.m. What am I doing? Like, I was like, okay, these are great fights, but I should probably go to bed by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a vibe, just kind of going, oh, this is really interesting. And then you start to get slightly more left field with all these kind of ideas, and then suddenly you're just like, wow, this is some weird stuff I'm watching right now.
Um, what do you think of Christopher Nolan? Because I recently watched his movie Tenet, and it was mind-boggling. I was puzzled. I still don't know
Which one's he?
what the hell the
Which
movie.
one is he? Oh, he did Batman, right?
Uh, yes, and Inception.
Oh, Inception.
He's British, right? He's British, isn't he?
I'm on his Wikipedia. Yeah, he's born in London.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, he's British. Yeah, like Christian Bale, man. That's probably my one of my favorite movies.
That Batman
The
trilogy
Bat
is, I'm gonna say, it's probably the
Amazing.
best of all time.
Yeah, it
I'm gonna say that.
was up. Yeah, and Bane used to be like my favorite villain for such a long time. I was Bane for Halloween in college or uni, you say, right?
You have you got photographic evidence of this? Because I've got to see that.
Uh, I don't think so. But yes, I was banged for I think 2 years in a row because I was so obsessed with the movie.
Really, man.
You know. Did you like Inception too? That was also another masterpiece, I think.
I'm still. I've watched it two or three times at least over the years. I'm
Me
still
too.
not quite sure what it means. Do you know the
Yeah.
thing spinning at the end, the spinning top spinning at the end? Like, are they
Yeah.
still dreaming or not? I'm still not quite sure. And I think he explained it somewhere, but I don't want to watch it because watch like the explanation because I want to watch it again, and then try and clock it. But it gets like so mind bending. Like, it is such a cool movie. Like
Yes.
all the graphics and stuff are just on another level, and it's just like wow. That was 2010, wasn't it? Inception was 2010.
I'm guessing you haven't seen his latest one, Tenet.
I've not seen Tenet yet. No.
Well, that's gonna piss you off even more then because it's even harder to comprehend and understand than Inception. I mean, Inception, like I kind of got it at the
Mm.
end, but Tenet was like I read up on it on Reddit, and man, I need to watch it
Are
again
you
for
someone
sure.
that reads up on a film before you go?
Never.
Oh, good. Because I don't understand. One of my friends does this. He goes, "What?
After.
I'm not gonna
Well,
watch it unless I know what's going on." I was like, "No, the whole point is you watch it to find out what happens, and then if you're confused about
right.
something, then you can go over and find it." But
Yes. That's me.
yeah,
That's me. Yeah.
or better still, watch it again, like try and work out what's going on. Um, yeah, Inception is incredible. I'm gonna say Batman trilogy is probably like number one of all time. Like people of Star Wars, I just don't get the hype. I don't get the hype. I just don't like it as much as everyone says it's like, oh my God, it's so good. How can you have the same plot nine times and still like the
Mhm.
bloody movie?
Right. I don't really like. I'm like indifferent about Star Wars. Like I don't get the same excitement
Yeah,
and enthusiasm. So I don't
like I
really.
don't hate it. I
I
thought like individually they were
yeah.
okay. They were okay. Yeah, that's a good movie. Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed that. I'm not there gonna go and buy like a stormtrooper outfit, and I mean they look pretty cool actually. So maybe I would do that, but I'm not gonna go like to the extent of like starting a Twitter account where I'm like a not that in fact, I wouldn't do that for anything. So I'm not that kind of person. But the kind of guys who are just fanatical and like, oh yeah, they're gonna make so and so a woman, and then just like lose their crap because there's a woman who's the main character or whatever. They did that with the new one, didn't they? Like they lost their minds because they made the main character a woman. I was like, come on, guys. I'm sure I saw that. Like, because again, I go deep on Twitter. I see these things. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I just don't get the Star Wars thing. Um, Harry Potter. What's your thoughts on on the films versus the books?
I told you I don't really care for it. Like I think I've only seen like three of those movies. That's it.
Would you have you read the books, or are you someone who's not seen the
Nope,
books either?
never.
The
Yeah.
books are worth the read, or like get the audiobook by Stephen Fry. That's definitely worth it. Like I will happily in my late 20s re-listen to that, and not be ashamed to say that they're really really good books. Um, but yeah, the films just they don't live up to the hype. The only films that live up to the hype for me is like Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, that was another amazing.
Yeah,
Was it a trilogy? Yeah, it was, right?
trilogy with extended editions, which makes each film 4 hours long. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Do that marathon. That's a lot of fun. Um, that's what we do with the cousins.
It was
Yeah,
New Zealand, right? New Zealand was where they filmed it, I think.
yeah.
Crazy, crazy. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, they were good.
So where do you think Dentist of Instagram is headed? Like the direction?
So dense of Insta. I mean, yeah,
Hmm.
initially it had that very selfish, like I just need to show me around places sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
right.
yeah, I mean, there was that, but the idea is to get like people making connections. Um, so I think that's kind of where I want it to keep on going. So I'm keeping all of the features free. But I know there are other pages that charge. Um, I don't know how much they charge or anything like that, but I know like Identity charge a fair bit for for posting on there. So I don't want to do that. I want to keep them all free as I can. I would like to get people posting more stuff which like creates a bit of a conversation, which is why I really like your videos actually, because people relate to it much more than just like a still picture. I don't know if you kind of seen that as well. Like you get more comments and like engagement, and people like really kind of feeling it more when you post something like that.
Right.
So I like that kind of a side of things. But on a personal
Mhm.
level, it's all about the podcast, to be honest. Like I want the podcast to become the extension of introducing yourself to everyone, but like no one can fake themselves for 2 hours when you're just talking rubbish. So like
Yeah.
someone who's watched this is like, okay, I know who Ben is now, more than just scrolling through a load of pictures on a feed. But that's kind of how I see it. It would be really cool to do these in person. That's like my dream, like fly people in. Um,
Like Joe Rogan, man. He
oh,
actually just moved to Texas. Let's go.
you go down, be like, can this guy just share your studio? And when you're not using it, he'll bring some dentists in, and I don't know about eating the elk and stuff, but that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't do that with COVID. You can't bring people in the house and stuff like that at the moment. But
Uh-huh.
it's much more cool to speak to someone because, yeah, we spoke a bit about dentistry, for example, but like there's all this other stuff that you're interested in, and you're not going to be friends with someone because they're a dentist. I don't know if you have
Right.
that. Like, yeah, I get in with Ahmed because he loves his endo, and I'm someone who one of my goals. I don't know if I'll do it or not. Is to become an endodontist. We have that in common, but at the same time, he loves his football. He loves his steaks. He loves like all these other things that I'm interested in as well. And there's other people like Cami, Smiles with Cami, loves his photography. So we get on from that, and we're just very similar people anyway. So just because you and I are dentists doesn't mean we're going to get on. Does that make sense?
Right. And you and I both like the Batman trilogy,
Lord of the Rings
like
trilogy, just trilogies in general.
enormously. So, um, what was I gonna ask you? Yeah, so I was gonna say I really respect you not charging people because a lot of pages I've messaged, the first thing they care about is, hey, it's gonna be this much for me to post your videos.
Just yeah, what's the point? Like, I do. I mean, there are things that I do charge for. I'll be upfront, but like a standard feature or reposting a video like that, I think is good value and people enjoy it. So I'll post it for free. If someone wants to share a case, that's the point where I go, okay, well, if you want to share a case, then yeah, you're probably getting something on the back of that. You're trying to get people to refer to you or something like that. And for me, that's no longer social. That's more like you're trying to drum up business. So if you want to share a case, then yeah, I'm going to charge you $5 or $10 or whatever it's going to in your currency. Um, I think that's fair because that becomes non-social. That's more like a business perspective or something. Then, so I would charge
Yeah,
for something like that. But like a feature, it's just like
I
you know.
feel like your page isn't about cases right now, though,
No,
right?
because no
It's
one no
not.
one wants to pay to put their case up. If anyone wants to pay for cases, guys, it's cheap as anything.
Oh,
You'll
okay.
get plenty of exposure. You get around. How many am I getting now? It's like 200,000 people a week go on my page. If you want to have 200,000 people a week see a case, go for it. Hit me up. Um, but it's not really the focus. It is dentistry. Mine is much more about creating the connections. Um,
Yes.
I love the YouTube things as well. Like I like speaking to people. Um, so the way I've done it is, I'll keep it all free. If people want to chip in here and there with things like Patreon, which is linked down below, then and that's great. But it's all going to stay free. Um, and then if people want to help with how to grow the Instagram, I had a client last week that we spoke. I spoke to like 2 hours, just going through all the bits and pieces that she needed to help. Level up her game a bit. So that kind of thing. Do a bit of consulting. That's kind of where I'm at. It's pretty. It's all stuff that I enjoy. So yeah. I don't know if that answers your question.
Well, that definitely answers it. Yeah, for sure.
Road to
Yeah,
100K.
so I think so I guess I'll just keep making videos, man, and then hopefully my page will have a massive following like you. But it's gonna be a
Well,
while.
yeah, I mean, it took me three years to almost 3 years to get to this point, and I'm
That's
posting
insane.
probably the cream of the crop for a lot of the videos that I or pictures that I'm putting up is like the best pictures that people have. But the thing is, I would say is like I said this on one of my how to Instagram tips for dentist videos. Like you can post a really crap video or picture on a really big page
Mhm.
and get nowhere with it because it's a bad video, a bad picture. So that's definitely something just because you have a big page doesn't mean you're going to do well on a certain post. Um,
Right.
yeah, it's fun. It's all a lot of fun. It's just like learning different things. So yeah, you'll get there though, man, because you've kind of hit the ground running. You had like 900 followers, I think, before you did your first video. Is that right?
No, I think no, I think I was like around 600.
600.
Yeah,
You're what,
yeah.
1300 now? 1200?
Six, 1600.
Okay, my numbers all wrong. But you're growing fast because you're kind of resonating with people. I think that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully I can keep coming up with funny ideas, man.
Yeah, I'm I'm sure you will. Like, you just got to write it down. Do you have the thing on your phone where you've got notes, and as soon as you have an idea, you have to write it down?
How'd you know? You have it too?
How many have I got?
Something?
See, this is something like anyone who's doing content creation. I've got 44 right now. If you can see that, 44 notes. And in fact, I'll read a couple of the ideas off because they're just like I've got a nutrition thing, coaching sessions, um, something to do with the how to make a video that like resonates. I've got something about that. YouTube series, topic lists, general questions, intros, all sorts of weird things. But like I have the idea, it gets written down. I may never actually look at most of these things again. Um, but you got to write it down somewhere, man.
Yep. And the thing about Reel or TikTok, it is so much easier than making YouTube videos. Like I told you, I have a YouTube channel, and it's definitely small. I don't get a lot of views on that, but the amount of effort I have to put in to make a 5 to 7 minute video, oh my God.
How
And
how long?
editing takes like at least a
So
whole,
how long does it take you for per minute of YouTube video? Do you reckon to actually get to that point?
man, hours, I think. I really think it takes hours. Like during lockdown, I had nothing better to do. So I was like, I want to ask people if it's okay to call this virus the Chinese virus because our president Trump has been calling it that. I know. So I asked people, I interviewed people, obviously staying 6 feet apart, and I was in the
Yeah,
car and whatever. I recorded that at 2 p.m. and then I went to bed at like 4 a.m. because I was editing like all day and all night.
yeah.
So, and did I get a lot of views on that? Nope.
Guys, please go watch that video just to get him up over to the 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours. That's where we're at. Need to hit that level.
No,
It's
it's
so
okay.
hard. So I do essentially 5 minute long videos on Instagram tips. I'm trying to hit them towards 10 minutes. I'll be sat in front
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
camera for 40 minutes,
yeah.
and then after I've condensed it and cut out the dead space when I'm reading my next line and stuff, you're down to 5 minutes. But by the time you've edited, you've done the color correction, you've done all your YouTube thumbnail, and you've done the tags and all the
Yeah.
description.
I
I
know.
reckon it takes me 6 hours.
Yes,
6 hours
yes.
for a 10-minute
I,
video.
I bet it does. And like a lot of the audience, I feel like our attention span these days is, oh my God, less than two
Yeah,
minutes. And if I don't catch their attention within the first 30 seconds of the video, they're gone. They're just gonna be like, next.
yeah. I struggle with that as well because I'm a very like I know a lot of things that which I don't think is very. I'm not being like a big up myself or whatever saying that, but I have a lot of general knowledge over a lot of topics and stuff like that. But I'm not someone who is really hyper. Do you know how some of these YouTubers you go, "What's up, man?" when you jump on the screen?
What's
Yeah,
what's
all of that. I can't do it because that's not who I am, and you don't want to be. For example, if I start doing that now, and 6 months down the line, I just cannot be bothered faking the "What's up, man?"
Yep.
You know, and then you change, and everyone's just like, "Are you depressed?"
Yeah.
All of that stuff, and then you're just thinking, well, you can't be fake, otherwise people aren't gonna, they don't even like you. They're like some weird caricature that you've made up of yourself. So I'm very much like laid back, chilled out. Yes, I'm going to tell you what's up. This is what you should do. This is a bad idea. This is a good idea. Get the like try and do it in an interesting way. Have points that no one's heard before.
Yes.
I think people like that. So there's guys who I know watch all the videos because they'll message me after going, oh, that was really good. Like, yeah, that guy was really cool to speak to listen to. Um, but again, that's kind of like why I love Rogan so much. A guy who speaks to someone for
Yeah.
4 hours and you listen to all 4 hours. Wow.
Yes.
In an age where attention span is 6 seconds, if you don't catch him in the first 6 seconds, it's finished.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Um, I listened to his the latest one I listened to was David Blaine. Do you know who that is? The
Yeah, I've not
magician?
watched that one actually. I was watching the one with Russell Brand yesterday. And just wishing,
Russell
yeah,
Brand.
wishing I had his vocabulary and like mastery over the English language. The guy,
Yo, he needs
wow,
to have Christopher Nolan on there. Oh my God. Like a director.
yeah.
Christopher Nolan. He needs to be on. He needs to. I want to hear what goes through his head because he makes some crazy movies. Have you seen Memento? It's another masterpiece
I
from
think I have. Let me just check because
you probably have. It's old, like 2000, I think.
maybe I might have to rewatch it and see again. But yeah, yeah, I watched the one with Russell Brand, but the thing that I struggle with at the moment is saying like filler words. People say, "Oh yeah,"
Oh,
and like, and or if you're thinking about something and you've maybe when I'm doing a podcast, I've got to watch the screen and watch the software that it's doing and stuff, and subconsciously you start saying, and then you say the point you had, and he's got
mhm.
none of that. Not a single time did I hear him drop in a filler word. Like he's just concise.
He's
He
eloquent.
hits the point and he's
So eloquent.
comfortable with the silence. That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very smooth. No awkward pauses. No filler words, like you said.
Yeah, but do you think
He's
we
a,
do that with our patients? Like you have the patient in the chair. Do you think we're going, I'm just going to look at this X-ray, and then you turn back to them. If you're doing that subconsciously, is the patient hearing and picking up on that? That would be interesting to find out
yeah, that would be interesting to
because
find out.
it's not
But
something that you normally think about, but it makes you sound like you don't know what you're talking about.
mhm. Yeah, it makes you look not as confident. That's for sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
I reckon that would be really interesting because it's one of these things. It's like non-verbal communication. Did you have like lectures on that particular sort of topic within university? We had a couple, but it was never examined, so no one went to them. So I don't know what was on those
Mhm.
lectures, but I reckon this some of this stuff was probably spoken about. All this kind of subconsciously how people perceive you, and where it goes from there.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I need to work on that for like I have a lot of filler words when I talk.
I only realized because I was downloading the IG Live to put on YouTube. I thought, you know what, I'll
Uh-huh.
just have another watch back and see what I said. Just going, that's bad. That's bad. No, no, stop talking. Stop talking. So yeah, done it again. Just done it again there. But that's my big fight at the moment. Every time I'm talking like on one of these, I'm thinking
Mhm.
I need to have the idea of my next sentence like packaged and ready to go. and trying to cut out the erms, but they sneak in. Then you just like you're hitting yourself. You're like, I should do that rubber band thing where you have the thing, and it as soon as you say the you gotta loose the rubber band on your arm. That might work.
I think it's one of those things that takes years.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, it's gonna take years.
like it would make a difference within dentistry if if we're talking about patients, it would make a difference on a podcast because you just sound like you're in control. Got
Mhm.
it done again.
Yeah, you just did it.
See, there we are. That's it. I did want to ask you about your what your approach is to nutrition.
Nutrition. Yeah, that's a great question. I don't really have like a strict diet,
Yeah.
but I do try to eat like a really big breakfast. Um, and then lunch, I pack a little sandwich with fruit. And then, oh, one big thing is I try not to eat at nighttime before going to sleep.
When did you start doing that, and
Have
what
you
was the
seen?
difference that you felt once you made that change?
I just felt like shit the next day. So a lot of my friends, some of them feel great. Oh, I can't go to sleep hungry.
Mm.
They have to eat. They have to feel full, and then they can fall asleep. But I'm the opposite. If I'm really full, like I can't fall asleep. And I don't know. Have you seen the podcast with Elon Musk, Joe Rogan?
It's a very
He's been
I
on there
love Elon
twice.
Musk, but it's a very difficult to listen to him for 3 or 4 hours. So I've been doing it in chunks.
Okay. Well, he talks about like going to sleep with a full stomach, and he said that is seriously one of the worst things you can do to your body because your body is going through a subtle heartburn, and you don't even realize that
Mm.
because you're asleep. Um,
Yeah, and this
so
leads to like GORD. I think in a lot of our patients, you'd see like some reflux, and you'll get the acid erosion. There's a huge problem
mhm,
with sleep apnea in the States, certainly. I think in the UK is becoming more of a problem
yes.
as well, which is really badly taught, by the way. Sleep apnea in dentistry is really, really badly taught because we have got a role to play. Um, but again, yeah, yeah, but nutrition, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, eating at the end of the day, I'm in that bad habit of sleeping at a very, very funny time because I'm speaking to a lot of Americans online and stuff. But also, I don't eat early in the day. Probably because I'm not
Okay.
working and sleep pattern's gone, food pattern's gone. So hopefully when I get back into a job, we'll be sorted again. Um, yeah, because you
Do you,
go for it.
do you believe in intermittent fasting?
Yeah, I think it makes a big difference. Um,
Makes a big.
yeah, my cousin does it, and he definitely drops the fat when he does it properly. When he does that, and
Mhm.
also if you have that tightened window in which to eat, he says it's much harder to eat foods that he craves, like bad foods, because you eat and your time's up and you're full because your stomach shrunk over that 16 or 18-hour period. Um,
Mhm.
who's the guy that he had on actually? David Goggins. David Goggins.
Okay.
He does 20 hours, I think, or 19 hours.
Oh,
But he was
that's
saying
great.
some crazy stuff. Like he goes on airplanes, and if he doesn't like the food, he just goes, "Okay, yeah, fine, I'll eat in 12 hours time because I can, and I don't feel it." So that I think it makes a big difference. I was going to ask you is about you spent you've probably spent some time in Korea and also
I
some
did.
time in the States.
Mhm.
What's the difference between the diets there? Because I always feel like when I'm talking to or the Korean guys and girls that I know, really healthy,
Mhm.
shredded, toned, or even if they're not gym people, they're a nice healthy body weight. When it comes to like the Western diet in Britain and Canada and the United States, huge issue with just overeating and poor nutrition. Can you
Yeah.
pinpoint it?
So I think is a filler word, by the way. So dang it. Um. Oh, there we go again.
See, once you notice it, it becomes like you know. But you
Portions
can improve.
are
It's all about
way
self
bigger.
improvement, isn't it? That's one of my big passions, self improvement. Yeah.
I agree. I'm probably gonna rewatch this podcast and then work on that. But portions in America are way bigger, so that's number one. So that's already a bad
Mm,
thing. And number two, in Korea, I think Asian cuisine, East Asian cuisine in general, and Southeast Asia, there's more vegetables on the table
yeah.
and less fried things, unless it's street food of some sort.
Yeah. Yeah. I would tend to agree there as well.
Mhm. And that's all I can think of, man.
See, I asked this question because I went to America recently in February, and
Mhm.
everyone says, "Oh yeah, the food in America is amazing. You know, there's so much variety and stuff like that." When I got over
Uh-huh.
there, I don't know if because it was in North Carolina. To start with, I went to see
Okay.
some family in Raleigh. I wasn't impressed by the food outside of the house. You know, my auntie's making great food, so you know, props to her. But the food outside the house, it was very
Mhm.
bland. And the portion sizes were huge. Everything was draped in
Yeah.
oil, heavy, stodgy, carby,
Yes.
grains. The veg was
Mhm.
like destroyed, if there was veg at all. I was thinking, come on, you know, this now makes starting to make sense why there's an issue, and you have to drive. The one biggest thing I was like, you have to drive everywhere. You can't walk anywhere in the States.
Yeah, I don't like that, man. I don't like that
Is
at
that
all. I
yeah?
hate driving. I have road rage. I don't like driving.
I don't mind driving, but for example, where I live in the UK and pretty much everywhere, unless you live really rural in the UK, you can walk out of your house no matter where you are. You can walk to a shop and you can walk back. In the States, you can't cross the road because you'll get done by the police, so you have to drive.
Mhm.
Uh, and then you have this zoning thing, so you can only build houses in this area, and then you'll have the shopping area which is like 5 miles away, and you have to drive to
Right.
it, and you can't cross the roads.
Hmm.
I was thinking, well, no wonder you have such a high incidence of, you know, cardiovascular disease, obesity, diabetes, all those things just kind of feed into it. Um, and
Right.
it made sense. It really
Right.
made sense. And especially when I went to Detroit, which is the, you know, Motor City, it's like, you're going to walk here. First of all, it's minus 50 degrees. That's a no go.
Yep.
And then, you know,
Yep.
you're not allowed to walk anywhere, essentially.
Hmm.
It's crazy. That's just what I felt. It's interesting to hear from people who've kind of got that similar. You've been somewhere else and you've been in the States as well.
Yeah. I definitely like Asian food better than American food. And by American food, I mean um, steak, fast food.
Mm,
Some, I don't know if you had Southern barbecue, um, things like that. And yeah, Koreans definitely do eat more vegetables. They eat less. I think that's really big, man. Eating less.
portion size.
Portions are way
Portions
too
were huge. Yeah. Wow. I was like, this is a great deal.
big. Even the drinks, right? They're huge.
Yeah, I joke that my mug's pretty big. It's actually, you know, it's the diameter's not that great, but you're talking about a bucket. I'm drinking from a bucket here. I could probably get in there and wash myself if I had to, you know, if I was really struggling. Probably cheaper than the water as well, which is crazy.
Right.
But yeah, do you think there's like and this kind of relates back to a little bit of dentistry. That there used to be kind of like the common thing in the past was deficiencies. We have a deficiency of food, uh, whereas now it's more the opposite way around. We're having too much. It's weird that there's no like cut off. Like in the natural world, if an animal has some food, they'll stop eating at a point because they know they're full. Whereas we'll, you know, or some people will just go boom straight through that. I'm gonna eat more. I'm gonna professionally eat now. Like how is professional eating a thing? But again, it hits us in the other way with so much more caries, so much more peri disease, all these things. kind of biting us as dentists in the ass because of a lack of balance. You just agree.
Yes,
You
yeah.
just agree.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you. I always try not to be 100% full. That's when you're gonna be in pain and highly regret your decision.
Yeah. You go.
I always try to get to 80%. Like that's like that. You're like content with your meal. Okay, I'm at a good point. I need to stop here. Now, going back to high school, I probably would have pushed it and eaten way past 100%,
Mm,
right? But like now, I think 80%, everyone I think should just aim for that 80% mark.
yeah. Again, so it's one of those things. Like if for anyone who hasn't watched these podcasts, go and watch Joe Rogan and Rhonda Patrick. A lot of what we're saying is going to make much more sense. But it's the what you're eating as well. Like she loves her vitamin D, and it was broccoli sprouts, cruciferous vegetables. The dark greens, the kales, broccoli, sprouts, all those things. And then, for example, Coke has the aspartame in it. So if you drink Coke and you have a normal meal versus
Mm,
water, the Diet Coke will actively make you fatter than if you had the normal Coke because of the
that's
because of
crazy.
the effect on the gut, which I was just like, wow, it's crazy. Yeah.
It's, I guess that's another thing about America. They love soda here.
Mm, yeah, and the diet's worse than the full sugar in some ways. In some ways, it's not,
It's,
but it's just crazy.
that's what I heard too. That's why they have this thing called the water diet. You don't drink anything but water.
What
So
about food? Do you have?
food, I think just eat in moderation.
Yeah, but if you're used to eating a plate for four, then moderations are still double what you're supposed to be having.
That's
I
true.
think I like when I'm really dialing in on the gym. I used to weigh all the food and I'd hit protein first and then fill up the rest. I think that's good. Pick up in there. Also, a really good way to do it. Actually, I don't know if you. I just said again.
Do you try to eat a lot of vegetables and fruits? I try to eat a lot of
I'm really
fruits.
bad.
Vegetables, I work on it a little bit more.
I'm
Vegetables.
really bad with fruit and veg. I think once I get on a roll, I'm really good. But it's too easy to go down the rice and meat. Then I can't be bothered to
Love,
cut any veg.
like, I love rice. I can't give up rice ever.
I can cut down. I think I can cut down like the amount. I think what's a really nice way to do is if you have maybe a salad and your hot meat, so
Mhm.
salad and steak goes down amazing. And then if you're still hungry, maybe you're doing a side of rice additional to that. But not having that rice would allow you to have a dessert. That's kind of how I see it. If you cut off the rice, you can have dessert now, and you're still at the same carb level as what you were before. But you probably feel like I've had a more variety, and I'm a bit more satisfied with what I've had.
Right. Do you have a sweet tooth? Because I don't. I could easily give up dessert, but I will need my rice. Even when I eat Pakistani or Indian food,
Yeah.
I could probably give up naan. But I will need the rice.
What? Yeah, rice.
That's just
Rice is a big thing. Naan, we don't tend to make so much in our house actually. I think it's a bit of a
really.
ball ache to make, which is why.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, you have to get the right flour, and then you got to roll it, and then you got to put it on two
Rice
different
is so
things.
easy,
Yeah,
right?
you just
Rice
throw it
is-
in there. Again, there's a video I'm going to
yeah.
send you afterwards of this. There's I think he's a Chinese guy. I might be wrong, Chinese or Korean. I struggle working out exactly where East Asian guys are from, but he's South Asian or East Asian. Um, and he's watching this girl from BBC World Food making rice, and he's just going, no,
Mhm.
no, 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 you've already messed up.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
already messed up.
She went viral. She went
Oh,
viral because she was all
have
wrong.
you seen
I
it?
heard about that. I heard about it. Like,
Oh, but there's like, you get reaction vids where the actual video is in one corner and then the guy's reacting to it. There's this
yes.
guy, and it's just some standard guy. And he's just going, "No, you've done messed up right now. I think you should just throw it away. How are you on BBC? Like all of this stuff is he's just like completely slating her, dying. Um, But yeah,
You're gonna have to
I'm
send
gonna have to
it.
send it. I'm gonna find it and send it to you. Sean, what legit? We had a comment. Um,
Comment.
yeah, I'm not sure what he's referring to there, but let me know, man.
Is that legit?
Yeah, so that's kind of like interesting, really interesting. I'm just gonna write that down. I have to send you that video. Done. Yeah, but thank you for coming on. I don't know if you had any questions for me. I think I've asked everything that I wanted to know about you. I think we've got to know you really nicely and really well. We're gonna see some real fun videos coming soon. I think from the old NII dental
Me.
niiidental.
Or just me. It'll be easier. Wow,
Yeah,
that was 90 minutes. That went by so fast.
they do go by fast actually, especially when you know you just really get into it and the conversation flows and it's just fun and you get to know the guy. Is your tea still hot or is that water?
It's just water.
I've left half of mine because it's gone cold. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this, man. I definitely want to get you back on at some point. I think you've brightened up the screen definitely and helped me with my problem.
Yeah. Oh wow, you can tell my armpits like sweating in the live video.
I don't even know if I can edit that out, man.
Yeah, can you put that out, please?
I'll try.
No, it's okay. I'm probably gonna go work out right now, so
No, you
it's
actually
all
just
good.
worked out before, which is why.
That too, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just had the sauna session, so it's just warm in there. And what do we expect? It's
No, but I really appreciate you having me on here. Honestly, I really thought I didn't deserve to be on here because I feel like every dentist that's on here is like freaking successful, and I'm
except me because I'm barely even a dentist right now.
well, you're the founder, so you're the host. You have to be on there no matter
No,
what.
but the whole point of Dentist of Insta is someone catches my eye by doing something that's interesting, or say maybe messages me and says something interesting and cool, and it's like, whoa, actually, I'd like to speak to you about that, for example. And yeah, Instagram for real versus TikTok. I mean, we barely really talked about it, but you've kind of made a little bit of waves on online with them because it's something fun, a bit of levity into the whole situation. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and if anyone's watching who's like, oh yeah, I love Dance of Insta, it's the whole point is you might be on this at some point. If you up your game enough and like catch the attention, then you'll probably end up on here. I don't want to make it a thing where we're talking about dentistry the whole time, like how to do a root canal or how to do a crown prep, because
Yeah, that's.
that's not what it's about. It's
Mhm.
about the talking nonsense and pretending we know about things that aren't dentistry.
Yep. And then mimic Joe Rogan as much as possible.
Yeah, I won't be smoking weed, and I won't be doing some of the other questionable things he does. So we can scrub some of those things, but we might end up with a 4 hour podcast one day. But I think I can manage that.
Speaking of weed, that's completely illegal in England,
Yeah,
correct?
it's illegal. Yeah, they should
Yeah, you know.
they should
Yeah.
probably make it legal and tax it so they can reduce our actual taxes. I would quite enjoy that, but I don't
Yeah.
know if they're actually gonna. You know,
We'll see what
yeah. Well,
happens. That's I'm sure Joe Rogan's gonna push for that hard.
is it legal in Texas? Because he's moved to Texas, hasn't he? Like you said.
Definitely here. Yet,
Maybe he'll run for governor and do it.
maybe.
Won't be the first time some celebrities decided he needs to become a politician, right?
Right.
I can't think of any particular instances of that, but I'm sure it's happened somewhere.
Have you had to turn down any like reels, any TikToks, or you just upload everything they people send you?
More or less, I will send whatever people send me in. I'm trying not to put things which are like directed towards patients. So people were sending me toothbrushing, how to brush your teeth. Just like, well, there
Uh,
are 30,000 dentists, and you're going to tell them how to brush their teeth. So some people kind of get that wrong about it, um, because I have a big audience of dentists, and it's like I'm not sending them back to dental school. It's about the fun of it. So yours works perfectly, which is why they've all hit like 40,000 views, I think. I think that's right,
yeah, something
something like that. Which is why they do really well.
good.
Um, said again. Oh my God,
Really happy.
guys,
Yeah, you
this is
said
going to be everybody's challenge from now on to cut out the filler words and just sound like you know what you're talking about, because you do know what you're talking about. You just need to get rid of them horrible, horrible filler words. But yeah, some other people send me stuff in the third person, and that kind of weirds me out a little bit. So they've typed something
hmm,
up, and
really?
it'll be saying, "Hi, this is X. She is X. She has done this." It's like an obituary. I was like, did they die? It's one of those where you want it to be from me to you, or from you to everyone else. I think that's the best way of doing it, because it's social media, and a lot of guys get this wrong. Social media is supposed to be social. It's the first word. Be social with it. And the guys that get it wrong get it really badly wrong, because they try and make it like an old school commercial or an old school advertisement.
Yeah. So right now, Dennis of Insta is on YouTube, obviously Instagram. Do you guys have a Twitter too?
It's just me, so I can't handle a Twitter. I've got 4 Instagram accounts.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I just followed your personal one and the Hop Pop podcast. What's the fourth
So
one?
yeah, so we've got, in fact, it's 5. One of them is on six, but 2 of them are unused. Two. So one
Oh,
of them is just my name, because I didn't want people to use my name, because I've added the doctor on. So I've just taken it off the table. I don't know if
yeah.
that's just me being a bit, but people make fake accounts, man. There are 3 fake accounts of me up at this very moment in time.
Oh yeah, I saw it on your story.
No, since then, there've been like 3
Oh,
more.
since then.
Yeah, so one of them is actually me, and that's of me in like this in a brown jacket and a red check shirt. That's actually me, and that's the one that I've taken off the market, because I don't want people to use that name, just in case I go with okay, this is professional, this is private. But anyway, yeah, the next one is Dents of Insta, which everyone obviously knows. Then we've got Hot Pod Podcast, which will have a picture of you very soon saying we've done this podcast. And then we've got Dentist versus Food, which is me and a couple of my friends from uni, my cousin and my friend from uni. So we don't use it as much as we should, but we started off posting pictures of food that we go to in restaurants, or if we've done a barbecue or stuff like that. Just like, oh yeah, this is good. Um,
Challenges, maybe? I thought this
I
would,
I don't like the
no.
challenges. It's more like, this was a nice meal, because if you get really big,
Oh,
then people send you free food, or they want you to come and
yeah.
review it for free food. So that would be ideal. And then
Mhm.
in the UK, we have facial aesthetics. I don't know if you have that as dentists in the States.
What's it
Facial
called?
aesthetics like Botox, fillers,
Oh
non-surgical
yeah,
rhinoplasty, stuff
it
like that.
varies depending on the state, but not
Yeah,
Texas.
so I was thinking, well, if I end up doing that, I'm going to take a name off the table. So I've got one of those. So I've got the nose doc, just in case.
Oh,
Which I
just in case.
Yeah,
Smart man. Very
just
wise.
just in case I have that. So I don't know if I'm ever even going to do it, but I have the name, which I could not believe wasn't taken. The nose doc. Why would you not take that? Even for actual surgeons would take that. You would think. Um, yeah. So those are my Instagram accounts. The nose doc has absolutely nothing on there. There's no point following me. It'll just be pointless.
Purely for just in
Yeah,
case.
just
Like,
it's a
I,
just in
I,
case. I'm
wow,
not normal.
you stay busy. 6 accounts. That's
Of
crazy.
which I use 3, and one
Mhm.
which I on and off post some steaks and stuff, and then 2 YouTube accounts, and then a personal personal Twitter, which is just me ranting about football or politics or random cat videos or stuff. You know how Twitter is.
Yeah.
Just random stuff. Yeah.
Right.
But this is the main one. This is the main one. So this is where you want to be. You're going to be hitting subscribe, like, comment, and all that stuff. And then if you like the stuff, follow me on Patreon, guys, please, so I can do this full time and not touch teeth.
Make sure to subscribe.
Huh? No,
right here. Edit it.
No, this way. This way.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we can find you niiidental, knee fitness, and on YouTube.
Yes. NeeTube.
Right. We'll send me the links and I'll drop them all in the comments down in the thing down below. What are you laughing at? What are we laughing at?
No, your reaction. You're like, right. Just your reaction was funny. But yeah. Thank you so much for having me, man. That was a lot of fun. It really was. Hopefully next time, if I'm invited back, we'll be better at not saying. Oh my God! I just said it. Okay, not saying filler words. Right?
Cut the filler words out, guys. Tell me how you get on. Tell me what you think of Ben's videos down in the comments. Come back, like, subscribe, comment, subscribe, like.
We need to take a speech class. What do you think?
Yeah, but I think if you just talk to people and are aware, you could probably cut the video, the ums and but ums out. There's such a thing as a speech class.
There is. I thought about taking it in college or uni. You guys call it uni, but I didn't. Now I regret it.
Yeah, I think with practicing we'll get there for sure.
I agree.
Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed speaking to Ben.
Thanks for tuning in.
What's your last name actually, Ben? Because I didn't actually catch that.
What do you think is? Do you know Koreans the most common last name?
Or Ben? No, I don't know.
Kim.
I didn't want to say something really, really offensive and just be like, "Oh, now he sounds like a bit of a prick because he said something racist."
Yeah. It's Kim. Kim.
All right, Ben Kim, guys.
Ben Kim.
I hope you've enjoyed this, Ben. I'm 100% going to get you back on. You go and take that lesson and show me up. And next time, I'll be just as bad and you'll be much better. Make sure you subscribe to Ben's YouTube, my YouTube, Ben's Instagram, some of my Instagrams, and and if you enjoy the stuff that I'm doing and want to see me fly people in person, then hit up the Patreon group. You get a few benefits down there as well. Cool little group. Check that out, and I'll see you guys soon. Instagram tips video coming out this week, and another podcast coming out, I think, Sunday. So yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys.